Hello, gorgeous people of the internet. Right, I've got to niche down. Look, I don't have to niche down, but if I don't lessen my workload, I'm going to burst and pop. So really, I want to focus on the writing. And that's a good thing, focusing on writing, because I've discovered it's a full-time job. And there really isn't much time to podcast anymore. And there's certainly no time to market other things that you do, because the marketing of your books takes so long. And now my series is up, I'm so in love with the process, but I absolutely realise that it's time to niche down. And I've been throwing mud at everything for the past 10 years, because you sort of think when you're a practitioner, you kind of think, well, I am the niche. The niche is me. But the thing is, a human being does so many different things, and you can't please all the people all the time. So trying to do music and art and chat and frivolity and saving money and all of these other things that that mean a lot to me in my world, my day-to-day living, trying to do all that on a podcast is, it's not happening. It's not working. It's not productive, and it's not good use of my time, and it's not lucrative, guys. So I was thinking, well, how could I niche down here? My other podcast, Sonia de la Mare, FRSA, that's going to be for the writing, so all the books and all the poetry. And I think that's okay to do books and poetry. So it's all the writing that I do. But there's no point in me doubling up and putting the writing here. So, I was thinking about, well, I do a lot of stuff with AI, creative stuff. What about if I did a completely AI-created podcast? Because that would alleviate my workload, because I'd press a button in the morning with an idea and then I'd just upload it, the voiceover. Do you see what I mean? And I'm kind of liking that idea, but I'm going to niche it down even more. So not great, long, lengthy articles. I've got other podcasts that can do that. My Rife Vibes essays. Have I published one? I don't think I have, but they're quite good if they're read by AI. But you guys wouldn't be interested in, 5,000 words about how to use AI in music therapy. I doubt you'd be interested in that. And in fact, I doubt anybody happens along this podcast has any idea what they're going to listen to. So that's where I need to niche down. Do you see what I mean? And I was doing a series of poems, sonnets, by AI, called the Quillmatic Bardinator. And it was a bit of fun and a bit tongue-in-cheek. But I think I might progress with that. Because really what the AI did was combined two ideas that I had. So a contemporary issue with an old-fashioned Shakespearean voice. And that was quite fun. It was quite good fun. And it's kind of what I do it's how I use AI in my drawing as well. So I'll put two old drawings into my AI and say, combine those. And it'll come up with something eventually that I like. And then I rework that. And it's the same with the Bardinator. You have to rework a bit of it. You don't get off scot-free, guys. If you're using AI to write poetry, I mean, it can be it uses the same words all the time, constantly. So you need to change things up a bit. But I could do it in an hour, and that for me is quick to get a podcast out. Just one a week, for example. There's no point in doing them every day. One a week would be absolutely fine to keep this podcast going. So it's still kind of in keeping with my work as a writer, but it's got a bit of a twist on it. And also read by AI. So all the readings by AI. So short stories read by AI. Short stories and poetry read by AI. I think that might kind of be something that can just brew in the background while I'm spending the next, it's a year really. I've got 4 months that I'm devoting to just writing. But, after that, I've got to look at the video side of things. So that's a whole other project and a really massively big one. making videos. I mean, it may not happen, to be honest. So the point of this podcast, this broadcast, is to say that you won't hear me anymore. And if you're grateful and would rather listen to AI, stay tuned, because I'm going to put some things up in a minute. If you want to find out about, my life as a writer and the things that I do and the poetry, pop over to the other podcast, Sonia de la Mare, FRSA, and you'll find all the nonsense that is much more human over there. Okay, so that's that. It's been nice being here, to be honest. But from the minute they stopped allowing me to do music on here, my heart has not been in it quite so much, because the purpose of this podcast was to share making music. And I did a lovely recording of Vapor Punk telling a kid's story, and at the opening jingle they penalised me for, because it was music. So, they've really come down very heavily on me. I mean, it wasn't an opening jingle, it wasn't a jingle per se, it was about 20 seconds maybe, and that was too long. And you just think, wow, that's really impacting on my creativity. So what does that mean? It means that, this type of blog, a music blog, doesn't work. It just doesn't work, unless you're going to have famous people on and talk rubbish with them instead, famous musicians. And I'm not about to do that, because I'm not a journalist, and I'd be bored stupid doing that. So, I'm a creator. So, okay, I'll put up some Bardinator poems in a second, so we'll all know how it's going. And they're going to be quite short recordings, short and sweet. And what I might do is some AI jokes as well. I thought that might be quite fun. So, yeah, okay, bye-bye. Oh, I should say, you can hear my laundry in the back. I should say www.tail-teller.club or tailtellerclub.com. I mean, there's a few of them for, keeping abreast of situations.